It's crazy. The only part of the reason why we even have this film is because of this like competition for Netflix. So there okay, so for those of you guys who don't know, if you haven't been following me or like keeping up, last year we did a casting call for our short film, which we had titled Dear Toronto. And part of the reason why we had titled it that was because Dear White People had a competition through Netflix, or they were partnered with Netflix, and whoever won the short film competition, the film would have aired on like just before um, the release of the new season of Dear White People. So when we first found out about it, we were actually kind of like running out of time, and we were not prepared at all. We didn't have any casting. We didn't know what we were gonna do as far as like production or like crew members. We had no idea. But what we did know was that we were a group of creatives that could probably figure it out. At least we started off as like a group of creatives. It Then it came down to pretty much just it being like Matthew, um, Sean Diamond, and then myself, and then Sean had brought his friend like Malik Henry, and he was just like there to just kind of help out as far as providing like extra lighting. But we really did everything ourselves. That was just like the grind. Um, but yeah, so as far as like the purpose of it was for Netflix, um, and to basically just to get something that we thought was good to Netflix. The story, So how the story developed through a conversation that we had, that a group of us had. So it was like a group of creatives, and we were all trying to figure out what kind of story that we wanted to tell. And we're all from different places in the city, but we still rep Toronto. Especially if we're like on vacation. If anyone asks like where are you from, it's we're from Toronto. Um, but some of us are more like connected to like our neighborhoods, and I grew up in Rexdale, and I just felt like the people in Rexdale are a lot different than the people in like Scarborough and Mississauga and Brampton and some of the other neighborhoods. Um, so everyone gave me their perspective on what the stereotypes were like in their neighborhoods, and what I was doing was I was just trying to make sense out of all the stereotypes. And one thing that I had realized as we're all kind of having conversations about previous relationships and what kind of hurt that we had been through was that it was just a lot of like hurt people like hurting people, whether it was like girls that were like finessing guys, or whether it was like guys finessing girls. There was just a lot of like hurt people like hurting people. So after talking to those guys, I started talking to some other people and getting some insight, and started talking to a lot of like my girlfriends. And I found out that a lot of it was related to like generational, and there seemed to just be like a pattern between like our parents and our parents' parents, and then us, and like what their actions were, and what actions or what habits we kind of like developed based on what we understood or what we knew. So that's kind of how I got the idea when I wrote or when I created like the Sean character, which is from Brampton. He was kind of like inspired by like Tristan Thompson, the infamous like Playboy or F boy, and yeah. So I wanted to go ahead and kind of like tell like Sean's story, but in a way where people can kind of get like some empathy. So yeah, he's a playboy. He's out here, in a relationship with another girl, taking money from her, and then he's off to his like the mother of his child's house, and using that same money that he finessed from this other girl that like he cares about to, pay whatever he can for his son. Um and then after going through his day, he gets, a message from his mom. It's definitely not an empowering or inspiring message. And he ends up going home and catches her like in the moment of like having sex with a man who's not his father or hasn't had like a long-term relationship. The mother doesn't even know who the man is. And again, it was kind of hard to kind of put everything into like the 6 minute slot. And what you guys are seeing is like 4 minutes, but you guys are seeing 4 minutes of like a film that was like salvaged, because originally we had like six different like neighborhoods, and each neighborhood was just gonna get like 1 minute. But it didn't really work out that way due to a lack of resources, and as a result, I still got a message, but it wasn't like the whole entire message. And I think that's part of the reason why the film took a while to be released, because I was really disappointed and I felt like a lot of shame. But since I have uh, been a part of this mentorship program, New Kid on the Block, with Pollyanna Reed, through her, I've actually been connected to a bunch of other writers and creatives. Like my whole life is like changed. Last year, when I was trying to get in touch with Netflix or even in touch with some of the other major streaming networks or major networks in general, um, I just had like no idea, absolutely like no guidance. And then I've only been a part of this mentorship for a month, and like the everyone's at my fingertips. You know what I mean? So it's just been an incredible journey and a process. And I just want to let anyone know who hasn't been mentored, um, that being mentored is actually an amazing thing. Just because there's nothing wrong with not having all the answers. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And I think the smartest thing you can do when you don't have the answers is go to someone who does have the answers or who can connect you to people who have the answers. And that's one thing that Pollyanna Reed has done, is she's connected me to other people who do have answers, and she's provided me answers herself. And through that, I've ended up getting mentored by from different people. So one of my goals as a writer is I also want to be like an author. I want to write for publications. And I also want to tell stories through my scripts. And for me, my main goal and purpose is to break generational curses in our communities. So Kern Carter, who has become like a mentor to me, he's going to be helping me do that with writing these books. First book is going to be called. Actually, I'm not sure if I can even tell you guys about that yet. Maybe I'll just let you guys wait until like Karen and I finish the proposal. But for the people that know, they know, and it's gonna be dope. But yeah, so I just went from like not even really knowing or understanding how I was going to achieve everything that I wanted to achieve to now, like I'm having like meetings with like entertainment lawyers. I'm having meetings with agents regularly. Like it feels like it's like every month I'm having like a new conversation with like a new agent or a new producer, um, or different writers. So it's just crazy. This whole process has been amazing. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to share my experience as far as being mentored, and I also wanted to just kind of give you guys some insight on the film. I hope you guys were able to at least get the message that I wanted you guys to get out of it. Stay tuned because I'm actually working on a web series. Um, I'm really excited about that, and I'm kind of excited about the people that I kind of want to work with for this. So, um, one thing that I can say that I learned from the last experience that isn't going to happen with this experience with the web series is that it's not going to be rushed. We're not going to have like a crazy like deadline. We're really just going to take our time. We're just making sure that everything gets done and just producing something that I'll be proud of and something that I'd like to release a lot, um, a lot sooner. I don't want to wait like a whole year to release something that was done in like a month. You know what I mean? So from now on, I'm just gonna try to make more content and push out more content, but I want to do it just for like myself, more so for just like building up my portfolio. Before I was really worried about like likes, and now that like I know that as long as you have a good story, it doesn't even matter like how many likes you get or like what comments you get. Like none of that even matters, because all the awareness, that's what's really important, and that's my purpose, is to just bring awareness about the generational curses in our community, and I'm just gonna do my part through storytelling, through writing articles, um, because I believe these conversations need to be have. I need these conversations need to happen, and I don't feel like they are happening, and I don't feel like there's anything wrong with being insecure. Um, yeah, we all go through stuff. But yeah, I just want to sign off and say, if you haven't watched the film, watch it. Let me know what you think. If you like it, and if you can resonate with it, and if you support what I'm trying to do as far as breaking generational curses in our community, please like, comment, and share, and just try to like help me bring awareness. Thanks. Peace.